Hello history fans, this week we are exploring Denbigh Castle. We're starting our journey at the town walls and the Burgess Gate, which were put up by the Earl of Lincoln in the late 13th century, and also the Tower of St Hilary's, the only remaining part of a medieval chapel. The Welsh had a fortification on the rocky hilltop overlooking the Vale of Clwyd, at least as early as the start of the 13th century, and it was probably still occupied by the powerful princes of Gwynedd when Edward stormed Wales and crushed the unruly Welsh in 1282. Historical records indicate that Dafydd ap Gruffydd had a stronghold in Denbigh, which he may have inherited from his famous ancestor Llywelyn the Great. Nothing of the native-built castle has survived, but thanks to historical documents, we do know that it contained a hall, private chambers, a bakehouse and a buttery. It was Dafydd ap Gruffydd's attack on nearby Hawarden Castle which provoked the English King Edward I to mount the full-scale invasion of 1282. The Welsh held out in this original stronghold for a month, before it was seized by the English, and was then in the hands of the English commander Henry de Lacy, Earl of Lincoln. He lost no time in building a huge stone fortress with extensive town walls on top of Dafydd's stronghold, but the castle was only half complete when it was attacked and captured by the fiery Welshman Madoc ap Llywelyn in 1294. When de Lacy got it back the following year, he began the construction of the splendid gatehouse, the Great Hall, an extensive residential complex, and massive towers. Denbigh Castle still wasn't complete when Henry de Lacy died in 1311. The Great Gatehouse probably never did receive its planned turrets or final story. It could be that he lost interest in the castle. Tradition says the Earl was devastated after his eldest son Edmund fell to his death down the castle well. Whether it was finished or not, the castle continued to see action. In 1400, Henry Percy held Owain Glendower at bay for more than 2 years before rising up against the English crown himself. In 1563, it was granted to the powerful favourite of Queen Elizabeth I, Robert Dudley. The newly created Baron Denbigh and Earl of Leicester made a few minor repairs to the residential parts of the castle, but he reserved most of his energy for a grandiose scheme to build a church of cathedral-like magnificence inside the town walls. At the outbreak of the Civil War, the castle was defended by the Royalists. In 1646, it took Cromwell's men some 4 months to bring about the defeat of Denbigh's garrison. Eventually, instructed by King Charles I to surrender, the men marched out with flags flying, drums beating and trumpets sounding. Even their muskets were loaded. The castle was seized by pro-royalist soldiers again in 1659, after which it was ordered to be slighted, with various parts of the walls and towers being demolished. The site deteriorated further over the years, and the old walled town remained almost deserted. In the middle of the 19th century, restoration work was started. Thank you so much for watching this history and tour of Denbigh Castle. Please like and subscribe for more relics and ruins. Bye for now.